split skin and you get broken nails, okay? A broken nail that can be painful can catch on a jersey or something like that, and then that could rip the nail bed out. So what we don't want to do is have somebody go back in that's got a really either partially infected, painful, red, swollen, or nail that's completely broken, because that could cause another issue, okay? So what we want to do with that is we want to introduce you to Steri-Strips. Okay, so if you were going to spray for a finger, what you would want to do is spray the Q-tip, okay, and then like paint around the area that's injured. So if it's the nail, you're going to avoid the nail completely. If it's the nail bed, just avoid that, but then you could go on the nail, okay? If the nail is completely broken, don't put any glue there, okay? So you want to paint all around that to get it nice and sticky. You're going to take your Steri-Strips. Now these are a one long strip. Now we don't need that full length, so I'm just going to sort of cut the length that I need for her finger. So let's say a piece of the nail is completely broken, or the nail bed has now pulled away. I want to create a sort of a approximation. I want to make sure everything stays connected. So I'm going to do like an X formation until the whole area is covered. So you might use 4 strips or 2 strips depending on how big that is. From there, what we're going to do, I've already pre-cut your strips, and you'll notice that I made these very small because what we only want to do is cover the DIP. So we're going to, and actually before I do that, let me introduce you to, this is the second skin. Okay, this was the stuff we couldn't find when we were in the toes. This is something you could use for the nail as well in the finger. It's got a backing on it, okay? You see this sort of jelly-like material? This is what second skin is, and you could put a piece of that on the nail bed before you cover it all up. Now let me show you, because if we're in the toe and we want to use it, we're going to always cut the piece that we want first, okay? Because when you're cutting it and you've peeled off the backing, it's so jelly-like, it's just going to crumble and fall apart. Then you'll take off the blue backing and the clear backing, and it leaves you with this jelly, okay? And that's what you would put on the nail bed if we were in the toe, okay? Now you can use that here in the finger, but likely if this is maybe all you need. But if you felt we needed a little bit more padding, you could do something like that. Plus then, you would then need a small piece of gauze if we were to use the second skin, and you're going to put a very small piece of gauze there, okay? And then you would do the hats, the wrap, and the hats like we did in the toes, okay? Now, if you need all that, you might not need any of this additional piece. Okay, and if that's the case, you just Steri-Strip everything down, hat, wrap around, hat, okay? So let's, for the sake of, so that you guys can feel it, I just want to stay at the DIP, okay? So we really don't want to go too much farther past that. I'm going to take the smaller piece that I've kind of pre-cut. We're going to go around only the DIP, and we're going to finish with another hat. Okay, just like so. Now one final piece you could add if you felt like you needed to, and you were concerned that this would come off, you could anchor all of that down with a very thin strip, just like you did with the finger stabilization, just to make sure we're in there. Got it? Simple. Okay? So that's how we deal with fingers. Like I said, you may not need this, but I'm going to come around and drop a little piece off for each of you so you can at least get your hands on second skin and feel what you have to do. All your other pieces are ready to go over there, okay? Don't worry.